Smooth 98.1 here. We are gone past 6:30 for a Monday morning. This is Business Express with Victor Pepple, myself, and Rotus joining us for the next 15 minutes. Hi, Rotus.
Good morning, Sope. Good morning, Victor. Good morning to all our viewers. Good to be with you all.
Yes. We're streaming live up on YouTube. Just find us. We are Smooth 981 FM Lagos. You can send your leave your comments up on the live stream. You can send your WhatsApp messages into 0809 440 981, and you can also take it to Twitter and find us at Smooth 981 FM, and also tag Rotus at Rotancode. So Rotus, I was eagerly searching the stories because I really thought we were going to somehow find a way to talk business about Manchester United, but it's cooking gas that we'll be talking about ASUU.
Nice one.
Yeah,
so I'm going to put this in every conversation.
I'm a suffering Manchester United fan, so I just leave them alone for now. But look, last season, Arsenal lost their first 3 games, and I think they ended up doing pretty well. So we'll leave hope. We'll be hopeful for United that things turn around. But yeah, it's pretty bad.
Where there's life, there's hope. All right, so Rotus, we're talking about a couple of things today. Let's start off with the ongoing ASUU strike and all the different permutations of that, and the fact that there's this federal government launching steering committee which is supposed to review the integrated payroll system. So there's been this whole back and forth about UTAS, and I dislike saying this, IPPIS. Yes, there we go. I really don't like it, but what can we do? And so tell us a little bit more about this.
Yeah, so IPPIS is the system that the government put in place way back in 2006, supposed to review payments that are made to government staff, supposed to automatically deduct, taxes and so on and so forth. But UTAS is put together by that's the University Transparency and Accountability Solution. That's the rival system that's being supported by the Associated Staff of Union of Universities, and it's been causing this back and forth, among other things, for so many years now. Issa Pantami, the Minister of Digital Economy, he chairs the committee, says that they're supposed to review IPPIS and put forward recommendations to the government. And the thing is, what folks are saying is that this is a government that is leaving in about 7 or how many months now? Is it 7 or 8 months or 6 months? They'll be out of office, maybe 8 or so. Because the election is February, right? And we're in so maybe 7, 8 months.
8 months.
Yeah, just now coming out with a steering committee to review, IPPIS, and it just doesn't seem like the government. It looks like they want to kick this can down the road and hand it over to the next administration to deal with. Because if they were serious about, getting this thing sorted out, this is a system. This conflict has been in place now for a long time. Something should have been settled at this point. So you know how it is in Nigeria. When you hear a committee is being put together, it kind of means that they just want to essentially buy more time. But the issue is that time is of the essence, because you have university graduates now that have been out of school for so long, and it's not just that. A lot of people talk about the universities.
Hold on,
there's an ecosystem.
That's the whole point.
Yeah. So. It's beyond that. There is an ecosystem around the universities. There are businesses that depend on the students coming to shop and buy food, clothing, items that they can use for, their school, in the school activities.
Right.
So that whole ecosystem has suffered for months that they've been off strike. I know the unions are on strike now. They're trying to do solidarity strikes, but nothing seems to happen. Don't forget, it was 3 weeks ago or so that the president gave the Minister of Education a 2-week deadline to submit a report back to him on this ASUU situation. 3 weeks have now passed. We haven't heard anything on the reports that he's giving back to the president. And you wonder what ministries are for. Chris Ngige, Minister of Labor, he's been back and forth with ASUU now for how many years? nothing seems to go there. So the Minister of Labor, Festus Keyamo, who is the Minister of State for Labor, is now the spokesman for Tinubu. And now he's over the place, just, promoting Tinubu ahead of the elections instead of joining forces with the Ngige and the other ministers to get into this. So it just doesn't.
Just a whole lot. But on this IPPIS, right, what the university lecturers have been, demanding is that government would use UTS, the one created by the association, because they claim this was produced outside of Nigeria. It wasn't tested by the communications ministry, but it's been effective in the country. But government did not agree to test theirs, perhaps because it was done here in Nigeria and they are angry about it. So that back and forth. I only hope, that the government will review theirs. But we're even seeing that government is now going to review the one they complained about rather than the ones created by the members of the academic staff union. But I mean, we're in Nigeria and it is what it is. We need to move on the show.
Now, Rotus, one thing I would like to ask you to think about is, can we have like a business express where we actually talk about universities as business?
Yeah, so the university, what are the issues with our university? Yeah, we can definitely do that. It's funding. Another is this sister IPPIS, UTAS, that's just one issue. The fact that the universities keep depending on the federal government for funding is an issue. In other climes, other universities have endowment funds. They have research that they put out that that they use in order to raise revenue for themselves. Nigerian universities cannot keep depending on the federal government for funding. In fact, most universities overseas, they don't even depend wholly on tuition. They don't even depend mostly on fees. It's grants and it's their research. Think of one university here in Nigeria that has put out so many groundbreaking research that other people have depended on. I should be revealing stats to you on we keep complaining that the Bureau of Statistics hasn't released unemployment information since Q4 2020. Right? There are universities that should be putting out information on jobs, information on inflation, information on unemployment. Universities need to be funding themselves. If they fund themselves, you won't have to depend on government for all these issues. So this IPPIS, UTS is just one small, I shouldn't even say small, it's a major issue, but the overall discussion we should be having is how Nigerian universities, the public ones, should be more independently funded so that you don't depend. Every time there's a problem in this country, government should do this, government should do that. We should
I just even have to, throw this into the conversation. I saw this report yesterday. Federal government approves 33 private universities in 16 months. So the government is even more concerned giving licenses through the Nigerian Universities Commission, right, for the establishment of more private universities while the public universities are suffering. That's not the way to do it.
And it just doesn't show that they're serious or understand how this system is supposed to work. But again, I don't know how much this present administration can accomplish when you've only got, you had how many years to solve this matter? You've been in power for 7 years now. You've had all this time to solve this. I don't know what this committee is going to do. Don't know how we can, move forward on the matter of funding of universities. And it's just yet another issue that is going to be lagging.
Well, here's the thing. We all know the inevitable end of kicking an issue down the road or kicking a can down the road. At some point, the road comes to an end.
Yep.
So here we are. Okay, so let's move on because we need to touch on this. Cooking gas price jumped up 105% in 12 months.
Yeah.
And funny enough, I'm actually thinking that's not bad. Compared with, I know Pepple is looking at me. There's no need for you to look at me like that. But in terms of, it has gotten this bad, the situation and the circumstances that we find ourselves in, that I'm like, 105% increase in 12 years is not bad.
12 months.
12 months is not bad, considering the remarkable triple figure jumps that we have seen in the past 12 months. That's all I'm saying.
I get you. But
the salaries are also not jumping.
Yes.
Thank you. So a number of states still owe salaries. Wages have not kept up with this increase, inflation and so on and so forth. And the thing is, Nigeria is a gas giant as far as Africa is concerned. Yes. We shouldn't even be in this situation, right? Yeah, it's a sad situation. We should not, but we still import a healthy amount of gas in order to cater to consumption. we all use, every single one of us uses gas, right, to cook and so on and so forth. And so it's another issue. Again, this administration had a gas master plan.
Right.
Yeah, you know, investments in gas. Right. Again, look, honestly, I'm struggling to find something that this administration has managed to solve over its 7 years in power, because if you use the Ronald Reagan metric, when he was, I think it was debating Jimmy Carter, I can't remember who he was debating. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago or 7 years ago? It's just, you can't see it.
I just want to throw this in. So sorry.
And then we'll get to the messages because a bunch came in regarding the universities.
Now, I was speaking to Ajuri Ngelale, who is a SSA to the President of Public Affairs. He was on the show a few weeks ago on this energy sufficiency. And then he did mention that the NNPC set a target for 2026 will have, to achieve 100% energy sufficiency in Nigeria. I don't know how realistic this is.
Isn't it nice? It puts 2026, 3 years after they're out of power. Isn't that nice that they put 2026 as their target? Yeah, okay. Yeah,
let's get to the messages. All right, so this message is coming in from again Ochuko, who says one way out of this issue with regards to the universities is granting loans to students to fund their education in the universities, and also gas is more economical than kerosene. Whilst Sope says these universities don't utilize the grants they get well, they hardly manage their IGR well as well. So much corruption is going on in there. I work in a federal university, so I know for a fact that they don't manage the little that they do well. Whilst Yinka Bolu says, with these senseless strikes that ASUU is on, this could be an opportunity in the same sector. Parents and students alike should consider online programs for their wards. LASU is not on strike, and they can offer online courses to new students. That effectively takes education outside the walls, because I'm sorry to sound like an elitist, but ASUU is a mess. Imagine me insisting that my company pays me in a certain way. However, in the last 5 months, this country has spent about $378 million on foreign education, and that's like about 160 billion naira, 40 billion less than what ASUU is asking for. The fact is, a country whose citizens can afford that has no business with universities that still depend on the federal government for funding. Whilst Benga Akomu says, politics has taken over. The president is winding down, and the issue of universities may need to be resolved by the incoming administration.
So we'll have to wait.
There you go.
We'll take this last one, Gilbert Musa from Festac.
In my thinking, let's ask ourselves how Nigerian universities excelled from 1948 till 1975 before government started funding. We'll have an idea how ASUU, the challenge started. And Benga is in again. He says, I wonder why university lecturers are not allowed to start companies of the ideas they generate.
Ha! Look, real quick, the loan idea, I don't know about that, because you see how I remember Barack Obama famously saying that him and his wife, it took them how many years before they were able to pay off their student loans, and they went to Harvard, right? And they are both successful lawyers. Ogenichukwu, and thank you to everybody that sent messages. What my worry is that if you give loans to students, you saddle them with a lot of baggage. They have to get jobs after they finish school to pay off those loans. There will probably be interest rates attached to them unless it's an interest rate subsidy. Those rates will rise. It's we can have an hour debate on how to Nigeria's education.
So I always use the UK university system, even though we've come to the end of the show, but UK university system in that the government caps the fees. So they can only charge a certain amount for home students. They now transfer a lot of the cost onto the international students, whom they attract by their very, efficiency and goodness. I know, whatever. And and then students who, regardless of their background, also get a loan to access the subsidized rates for home students. But we've come to the end of the show. Like
good idea. Good idea.
This could take a whole other hour, which we don't have. Okay. Thank you. We'll do this again tomorrow at 6:30. Till then, find Rotus on television. Find him on Twitter. Find him on Instagram as well, right? At the same handle at Rotus.
Yes.
All right.
That's correct.
It's been a blast, Rotus. See you tomorrow.
Thanks.